What's good? It's Chigozy. It's Friday, January 11th, 2019. And Jim would want some more information on the potential nuclear flooding in New York or some Hoover Dam false flag event as the next 9/11 event. Probably not as significant. Just my personal opinion. Whatever next 9/11's coming, I don't think it's going to be as dramatic and cemented into history as 9/11 was, but that's just who knows? It could be even worse. So, real quick, we're going to see some information I saw. Thanks, Jim, for bringing me onto this. I looked at the Hoover Dam, and it's the whole dollar bill. If you turn to the side, the $50 bill, you can kind of see the Hoover Dam, like the reservoir up here, and it looks like it's like something's flooding through it. I wish there was more information out besides like this in terms of like what more there is. And there probably is. So, although Hoover Dam, there could be something with that within the next year or two or coming future. I found more evidence so far with this New York nuclear power plant, especially just with the narrative. Here, perfect, we get CNN propaganda. So that's perfect. And I love how then, it's all coded. You get more information knowing, see this check mark? This is official federal government propaganda. Jews 57, Scottish Rite 57, 5.7 million subscribers. Can't believe people subscribe to this bullshit propaganda.
We should be on the air at 6 o'clock as predicted.
So, talking about being on air 6 o'clock as predicted in the 60-second video, you can already see it's by the numbers propaganda. But this is a 134-second video. Tisha B'Av equals 134. Impeach 134. 134 is a destructive number. Melania equals 134. That's why they literally have headlines saying Melania. Here's an exercise you can always do. Just type in Melania destructive. And it's just perfect because I've been teaching about the destructiveness represented by the number 134. You see Melania Trump tackles destructive and harmful effects. Destructive, you see? They use that because Melania equals 134. Like Tisha B'Av, 28134. You see? Just like Melania. And Tisha B'Av is the Jewish feast celebrating the destruction of the two temples. Solomon and Herod's temple. And that's why 9/11 was a Tisha B'Av ritual. In Jewish gematria, Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, 9th of 11, 9th of Av, that's what it's called. Tisha B'Av in Jewish cipher sums to 9/11. That's a Tisha B'Av ritual. 9/11 is the 156th prime number. And as I was doing this decode, let me see if I can get this again. Nuclear flooding equals 156. Using the alphabetical order. 9/11 is 156 prime. So the next 9/11, if it's the nuclear flooding. But the thing is, yes, that's the next guess 9/11, but I just feel like that will be reserved for something that's just crazy. I don't know if a nuclear flooding, who knows? It could be super duper crazy. But they said that there's an earthquake that they need it, and we're going to see it in the propaganda. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but he's talking about 6. It can withstand a 6, and if not, a 7 magnitude quake. 67, then 19 prime. We're in 2019. Chaos equals 19, blood sacrifice 67. Understand. If you're wondering, well, am I picking this apart too much? That's why I love the source of this. I love how I found this. The first video I saw, I love the source. People are talking about this. Guys, this is what credible news is. I'm not even kidding. If you want credible propaganda, CNN is literally the number one name in fake news, Zionist Jew, false flag, Jesuit order propaganda.
You believe that this structure can withstand as much of a punch as Mother Nature is going to deliver?
We believe this structure is designed to withstand as much of a punch as is expected to happen in this area. That's correct.
What about unexpected?
Well, unexpected, we believe it's greater than 6 it can handle. We believe that we could handle a 7 earthquake.
You think you could handle 7 here?
Yes, I do.
Far more likely, they say, is the risk of a severe hurricane. The plant's lowest critical equipment along the Hudson River is 15 feet above sea level. The floodwaters.
I just want to show that. So they say the most likely things are hurricane, and I think that's probably a really good clue too. If it happens, it'll be through a hurricane, because one, it's more believable. It's easier for them to pull off, I'm sure. So a hurricane, and they're even telling you it's the hurricane's going to cause it. Again, this could be some predictive programming, and I'm not saying this is like 100% sure this is going to happen this year, but if there were to be something that was happening, and if this is it, this could be some predictive programming. I mean, I'm sure this is predictive programming for when this nuclear plant does have its issues. Again, it's built on a fault line. The Zionist Jews, they built a nuclear plant on a fault line. On purpose. All the idiots think that, oh no, they didn't know beforehand. Yes, they fucking did. And here they're mocking you with this false flag propaganda. And I had it run when they were talking about the good, I mean, it was a little quiet, but you can go watch this too. Here's the links up there. I'll link it in the description. Here's the name. CNN, New York nuclear power plant safe. But you have to understand, this is false flag propaganda. They're talking about 15 feet above the proper equipment, the important equipment, 15 feet above sea level. You're at 15. You get 38, like death, killing, murder, murder 34, destroy 38. So, with time, I'll find more information on Hoover Dam as a target. I mean, this site was saying September 22nd. I like how he guessed September 22nd. 229 is the 50th prime. I don't think he mentioned that, though, in this. He's just talking about the $50 bill, and he came to the conclusion. Maybe I didn't read the whole thing, but I don't think he knew that 229 is the 50th prime. It's very interesting that he guessed that day. Who knows? What if 229 this year is something's going to happen? I don't know. I haven't researched that part yet, but I can tell you that they're trying to predict something here with this nuclear power plant. This is back in 2011. March 23rd, that very Freemasonic day, 23.5 plus 23.5 is 47. Each leg on the compass is set at 23.5 degrees because the whole compass is set at 47 degrees. 211 is the 47 prime number. News equals 47. It's called Indian Point. This is important. Indian Point is the name of the place with the nuclear reactor. So this could give us some more clues. Sacrifice 62, kill 64, synagogue at Satan 64, Thelema 125. But nothing that's standing out too much. But again, this is preliminary research, so I can't expect myself to be making a lot of connections right now. But you heard this; they're talking about 6 and 7. That's the 19th prime, 67, chaos 19, but sacrifice 67. Here's some natural numerology. I stopped this at 58 seconds. I didn't try to do that. Freemasonry 58. That's probably just God telling us what this is. Freemasonry. It's exactly what it is. It's 2 Freemasons right here acting in some propaganda. Unexpected, we are screwed, yeah. And death is safe too, right? CNN, everyone's saying like, oh, and then they go into liberal. As liberal conservatives, it doesn't matter. This is false flag propaganda from the Zionist Jews. They're deceiving people through the propaganda. So thanks, Jim, for bringing this up. I definitely keep my eye out on this. What to do also is periodically, Google's a good search engine if you want to just really get all the propaganda. So I saw this earlier too, this Google Doodle. Earl Scruggs, we can see how many days, did he die today? We can do that murder by numbers. But I was going to say, you can just search like New York, nuclear. You could even just search New York propaganda. And then go to news, not maps. Where maps can help you figure out the locations of some of the places. For Wales, nuclear plant would mean new jobs for the UK. And the New York Times talks about all sorts of propaganda. So I wouldn't necessarily say because the New York Times is talking about it, it means anything. Because again, they love putting out all sorts of false flag Zionist Jew propaganda from around the world. So it get a little fuzzy. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to just wait or look a little bit more. Just maybe nothing's gonna happen this year, and that's why there's not much stuff to see. I don't know. Again, just we can do with what we have so far. But that piece of propaganda was pretty good. So thanks, Jim, for sharing this. Definitely appreciate the support and the knowledge. So who's this Google Doodle for? What's his name again? Fucking damn it, Earl Scruggs. We're gonna see again someone I've never heard of in my life. We're about to see how he's murdered by the federal government. So today's his birthday. Oh no, his birthday was the 6th. Today's the 11th. We can do it from today to his upcoming. Because these don't last. Yeah, 18 hours ago. That's today. Or it could be yesterday. 20 hours ago. See, it's hard. That's ambiguous already. We can do from yesterday to the day his upcoming death anniversary. And we'll first see from when his birthday to the day he died, because that's where you'll find some Jewish program coding in here. You have to understand, this is what the false Jews do. They murder people by this numerical system. And they blame it on all sorts of stuff. This is an ancient sport to the elite. And I'm just exposing it. So he died 83 days from his birthday. Also 2 months, 23 days. I mean, how many videos have I had now where we're getting 223? Nancy Pelosi, sworn in, 2 months, 23 days from her birthday. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez dancing on front page CNN propaganda, 2 months, 23 days from her birthday. Then we have Paul Manafort coming out 2 months, 23 days from his April 1st birthday. Then we have Al Roker coming out 223 days from his birthday, talking about the whole racial slur propaganda event. And now we're seeing a Google Doodle of a guy who died 2 months, 23 days from his birthday. And it's great because I was going to compile that into like a nice, neat blog post. And this is another piece I'm going to add to that. Because it's going to be within this small span of time, all the 223 to put in our face. And we got Google Doodle. Why didn't I do this last year? Now it's someone with the 223 also. And 83 days, murder equals 83. Murder equals 83. Execution equals 116. Going back to what we were talking about earlier, I don't mean to jump around, but Indian Point, the name of the nuclear plant, I want to break that down. Indian 33. We were out 33, you get 156. New York equals 33 and 39. And 111. I'm not even kidding, see? So it's Indian Point in New York. Point 74, like Jewish. 29, like Jewish. Like Masonic. So I think this should do it right now. We'll do the 10th. I should do this year. $11 weeks, 1 day, or exactly 11 weeks. 79 days, murder 79. So do you see this? He dies 83 days from his birthday. Oh no, it's not 79 days, it's 77 days. Well, never mind that. I was gonna say it was 79, murder was 79. but 77. Judaism 77. Also the 218. Very big eclipse sacrifice number. I was wondering what banjo summed to, and if that's summed to like why they had that banjo 42, 30. Yesterday was the day with 30 numerology. When I said I was going to do this year, I put it in as 2018. Sorry about that, but it's the same for this year too. But I think 2012 was a leap year, so I wanted to avoid it. So they with 30 numerology, they have the banjo, on Google Doodle. Hard to see this is fake news propaganda every single time. Earl Scruggs, 49 like Scottish. 167, the 39th prime. Alright, so I'm going to wrap it up there for real this time. There's other requests I want to take care of, so I definitely want to make videos on those. So there'll be more videos, more rants about the Freemasons, because I'm so sick of this gang. And we can do a little preview, not to make this any longer, but I mean it. But when I say anyone who's not familiar with YouTube controls, at least 1.25 speed, 1.5 speed, I try to talk as clear as I can. I know I can do a lot of improvement, but you can literally watch my videos in quicker time. You hear the same words. It's just faster. For those people that are trying to get through a lot of my videos, watch it 2x speed. You'll cover it in half time. Tulsi Gabbard will run for president. So that's going to have to be a new video, because we're going to do it from her birthday and see what her name sums to, and even see when they update the propaganda. But I'll tell you right now, today's the date with 42 numerology, life lesson number 24. I already blogged. I'll show that in this video. They had earlier 2 female rookie officers died. This was front page news this morning. This is one of the patterns I hone in all the time, because you got to understand it's so easy to see. The female pattern. Female 42, lady 42, feminine 42, bitch 42. 24, woman equals 24. These are female numbers. That's also why they said 2 female cops. 2 is a number for female as well. You see how we get 2442 in the date numerology. And look. A female running. You can't deny this. Guys, females don't normally run for president. Besides Hillary Clinton, recently. But in the whole history of the presidency, a woman president is not a thing. It's important. I can't believe I have to explain that. But there's some people that are so fucking slow. They'll come to this channel, call it all bullshit, and not see what I'm trying to say. Do you get how this is a big female ritual? This is a female. I get it in the narrative. I know she could be. I get the whole whatever, but stick to the narrative. Stick to what you know. Female 2442. You see, there was 2442 numerology. This is anything I've shown in this video. This is what you should take home, and I'll talk about this again when I do the video on her. But it's these type of patterns are so easy to see. Peace out.